And tonight, our I-Team responds to your complaints about cameras which rack up millions of dollars in revenue. Consumer investigative reporter Jason Knowles mapped out the suburban intersections in question. Jason.
We did, Kathy. The I-Team uncovered some right-hand turn lanes which are causing major confusion. Drivers call them red light camera traps. One expert agrees, saying that drivers can't properly see traffic lights.
I think it's highway robbery.
Viewers alerting the I-Team about several intersections, all of it after we exposed what angry drivers call a red light camera trap in Crestwood. The village disagreed.
It is clear. It's crystal clear. There's the light.
Now drivers are fighting in court in other suburbs.
This old lady was confused.
The new intersections all have a designated right-hand curved turn lane. There's also an island to the left with a light. Many drivers we talk to say once they pass that island to look for traffic, they can no longer see a light in front of them, so they don't know if it's red, yellow, or green.
So it's confusing. So it feels more like a fundraiser.
Do you feel you're going into the expressway there because it turns off?
In Rolling Meadows, drivers fighting tickets when they're on Algonquin Road going on a designated lane which spills into the Route 53 expressway. You think they're banking on your mistake?
Yes, without a doubt. It's a trap and it's bogus.
Safety expert Timothy Galarnik specializes in federal traffic guidelines. He analyzed the Rolling Meadows intersection and this one in Addison at John F. Kennedy Drive and Lake Street. Galarnik told the I-Team both intersections are traps.
This is a right turn on red trap.
Galarnik says once the red light camera is added, it violates the manual on uniform traffic control devices.
Where is the red? There's a bunch of sky here.
That's because he says authorities are asking drivers to follow traffic light rules in a designated lane. But he says those lights are outside of their cone of vision.
180 degrees from the sight of the motorist this way. This is where the driver is going to pay attention. You go, well, there's no control over here. This is fine. Just keep going like that car did. They just keep driving.
There is another light across the street at both intersections, but he says those are meant for straight-through traffic.
We expect that you're going to look over here. That's garbage.
Galarnik showed us how similar curves in other areas place traffic signals or stop signs to the right or within the cone of vision. The adjudicator for Rolling Meadows says she bases her judgments on each individual case.
I can tell you that people have argued before that there is something preventing them from seeing the signal that's governing that intersection.
The Rolling Meadows police chief says the lights are clearly visible and cited a 46% reduction in crashes because of the cameras. But a federal government study shows only 1.2% of crashes are from right-hand turns. At the Addison intersection, Deputy Chief Brian Goss pointed out this sign that says you can turn after stopping.
They can look at the other light up there.
Across the street.
Across the way, in their vision, up to the left, where the red light photo force sign is, yes.
But if there was a traffic light or a stop sign right here in front of people's faces, wouldn't that help?
It could, absolutely. They'd have to petition IDOT.
Who would have to petition?
Well, I mean, we could do that, or I'm sure the public could do it as well.
Would the police or the village do that?
We would consider it.
And the I-Team found 3 of those questionable curves at one intersection. One of the right-hand turn lanes in Olympia Fields, the other 2 in Madison.
This is just, to me, a hassle and a hustle for Madison.
State Representative David McSweeney has been pushing for various bills to ban red light cameras.
They're worried about safety. Why not just put up more signage?
McSweeney is also questioning how IDOT approves the cameras to be placed at these intersections.
But the situation in Crestwood, the situation in other areas where it's blatantly unfair, I believe those are set up purposely to raise additional revenue.
IDOT says the locations in question are compliant with federal guidelines and that it's not responsible for monitoring current cameras. But IDOT does make sure they're legally installed without creating a safety issue. Olympia Fields and Madison did not respond to our request for comment. Now, we also found out how much money these suburbs are raking in recently on some of these red light cameras in our report. You can go to our website to check out those totals. Some of them are big.
Some interesting reading there.
Yep.
Jason, thanks.
Thanks.
All right, let's